in there. And then he's like...
But he always seemed to have an A on his jersey.
Yeah.
Where in my mind, I'm like, it's Modano. He's your best guy, right? Like,
yeah.
And he always seemed to have an A.
He was the leader. I mean, he wasn't the best.
But maybe he didn't
highest scoring American of all time for a reason.
But maybe he just didn't like. Maybe he just didn't want to wear the C. He was okay with being an A, a leader, kind of in the leader group. But he was kind of like, I'm okay with not being the captain. But
exactly.
I'm pretty sure Darian Hatcher was the captain when he was there when they won the cup.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm pretty sure Modano was not the captain.
Yeah. Maybe it just seemed like he was captain a long time.
You know why it seemed like he was captain? Because let's be honest, us as kids at the time, we looked at him as the best guy on their team.
He's almost kind of like up there with...
He was up there with the group.
Yzerman and Sakic.
In my mind, yes.
He was the face of the organization.
Yes.
And I feel like there's less faces of organizations nowadays. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got McDavid and Edmonton. You got... When you think of Pittsburgh, you think of Crosby. When you think of Washington, you think of Ovechkin. You know...
Lifers.
Yeah, exactly. They're the face of the face of the club.
I got a question for you guys. Do you ever think there will be another goalie that's captain? Like, do you see somebody like Lundqvist, maybe?
I don't know.
The last one was long ago, obviously.
Yeah.
And before that, it's probably the 50s.
It's kind of like a taboo, kind of a almost like unwritten rule.
Not gonna lie, it was kind of neat to see in my lifetime that a goalie was a captain, because it's kind of neat. Like, as a big hockey fan, it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool, but it was not a very good idea in my mind.
But what's your thought on the inability for them to display letters on goalies' jerseys? Because that was the big thing. Roberto Luongo was the captain of Vancouver. He wasn't able to have a letter on his jersey.
He has a C right here,
but he put it on his chin,
mask.
His mask. I mean, what does that affect? I don't know what.
No. It was the reason why I thought it was a terrible idea. Going back to, like, he's a goalie. Like, he gets scored on. Like, he gets interfered with. Well, of course he's gonna, like.
Well, that goes back to the ref talking to the captain. Is he going to talk to the goalie every night?
Yeah. If there's a goal at the other side of the rink,
exactly.
He can't go talk like he wasn't there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't like it. I mean, I think it was neat. I'm glad it wasn't my team, but
yeah.
But whatever, is what it is.
And another question for you here from Nathan Langille. Hopefully, or Langille. Sorry, I'm messing up your last name here.
You got to practice these.
Yeah, I guess so. He thought that they don't think Gary Bettman should be all right. Who's going to pick the cup up first? Like, right, without a C, who lifts the cup? Right? Are they going to have like a consensus?
I'd say the Conn Smythe, but I mean, obviously, if you have somebody else, in the
you're
other team,
going with these. Pittsburgh, for example, because they won the cup last year. These guys have it all laid out who hands the cup off to who.
Yeah.
Beforehand,
but
if they say we win tonight, Crosby tells Hainsey, I'm giving it to you first, or whoever.
Yeah, they have an order.
They have it. But I know what you're saying. If there's no captain, say the Leafs win because they have no captain.
Yeah,
good example.
Because 100% of the times it's the captain has the cup first. If even when Joe Sakic handed it to Ray Bourque, he touched it.
You know who grabs it for Toronto? Probably Marleau.
Think so?
He's been waiting 20 seasons. They probably say, Marleau, you grab it first.
Do you think they have Matthews shake Bettman's hand and grab the cup? Right? See,
I don't know.
But see, when you have a captain...
That's true. It is an indication, like, captain, that guy's going to grab it first. You're right, Kyle.
And who grabs the Prince of Wales trophy and the Clarence Campbell trophy?
You don't touch that.
Yeah, but somebody has to shake. Somebody has to shake.
No, not to touch it, Kyle.
But you have to shake somebody's hand.
Yes, that's
and
true.
Sidney Crosby touched it both times they won the Stanley Cup. So
wow. Yeah, that's Crosby though.
But he didn't touch it the first time, and they
lost. So
it's kind of funny how
I like how. That's another topic for a whole nother show, but
actually,
superstitions.
That is a good topic, superstitions for sure.
But yeah, that's a very good point that Nathan made there about you don't really think about that because you don't see any teams that win the cup. Usually, they have a captain, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's another thing like that made me think of this when the team does the ceremonial puck drop.
Yeah.
The two captains
yeah.
come to center ice. They have no captain, so I mean, for Toronto, it's most of the time it's Bozak or
Sometimes it's Leo or whoever, right?
it's been Morgan Riley, I think, even. So I mean, where you have captain, that's kind of like the captain's.
Well, yeah.
And it's not even like it's a big deal because let's be honest, it's not a real face-off.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's traditional.
Yep.
Where two captains come and do this. I like the traditional part of it.
Yeah.
Two captains come, they drop the puck, and it's been around they've done that a long time, like that I can remember. I mean,
It's been around for forever. It's a mainstay in hockey, yeah.
and I kind of like that. The two captains sign of respect, shake each other's hand,
It's kind
like
of
that.
It's kind of the NHL's version of the ceremony of first pitch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
They don't do that in basketball. I don't think the ceremonial first free
slam
throw,
dunk. Yeah.
First jump off, or whatever it is.
Some 9-year-old guy.
90-year-old guy just throwing the ball and LeBron and them crushing him.
Just kind of thinking here. Rotating captains. Remember Buffalo did that?
Steve.
Mid 2000s?
Well, they've done it twice that I recall. Because they did it with
Drury and Briere.
Drury and Briere. And then they ended up doing with Steve Ott and Baumanville, maybe?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
That's really the only team that's done that?
That I can think of. That's
just so odd.
like your captain at home, your captain on the road, your captain. I guess if they have two guys that are really close, like you can't pick, I guess that's one way of doing it.
But do you think it's because of last change and the captain is quote unquote your best player? Like I know in minor hockey, when you're playing a team that is big and strong, is going to run you into the ground. Usually the captain's the best player, and usually you'd put the C on your big guy because they're going to try and run the big guy. Big guy's the captain, right? Or you're playing a weaker team, you'll give, you know what I mean?
Well, I remember playing minor hockey, and we always had the same captain.
Yeah.
But the assistants were different every single game. The assistants were like, "Hey, Dustin, you're assistant captain tonight." Okay, they just basically took turns with assistant captains. But the captain was always the same when I played. But
Okay.
kind of different, I guess. Maybe that. I guess one way of showing off your leadership skills. I guess it gives you the A and
Makes you feel good and more likely. More likely it's the coach.
Yeah,
I feel bad for Dustin. Let's get
oh, get out of here! No, I wasn't the only. Everybody got a chance at the A. It wasn't just.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, it's kind of just. I mean, I hope, as a hockey fan, I don't like breaking tradition, so I hope captains they stick with the way they do it, glorify them because.
Yeah, exactly. That's for sure. I mean, I'm going back to the point that Christian here made in the community. That's the captain. Look at Andrew Ferentz. Andrew Ferentz made a big impact in Edmonton.
He was the captain too.
Yeah.
That was like the first season or second. I don't know.
He made a big
But
impact in the community. He went in all
did.
the parades, and he's still taking part in stuff in the community.
And he didn't do very good.
He wasn't the greatest on ice player. He had a tough time in Edmonton. But as a leader in the community, that's what you want your captain to be. He's your face, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty important in the NHL for sure, especially in a big market like Edmonton or Toronto.
Well, there was a stretch there between. Was it before Giunta? No, I think it was after Giunta. Between Giunta and Pacioretty, there was a stretch Montreal never had a captain either. For they were like.
Wasn't Andre Markov their captain? Maybe not.
No, I don't think he was ever. But Giunta.
Yeah.
Was, and then I think they had nobody for. I want to say a season. I could be wrong. And then Pacioretty has been captain a couple of years now, I think. But it's kind of weird. Just made me think of something. When you guys said Ferentz and then you said Ethan Morrow, and it just makes do some teams feel like they have to have a captain? Because you know what I mean. Just name Ethan Morrow because he's here. Always have a captain. Basically, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think it's almost
where some to me it seems weird. Toronto's had a captain my whole childhood. It was always Matt Sundin pretty much, and then now it's. we had Funoff, like we had a stretch of nobody, and then we had Funoff, and now we haven't had anybody since. So it's like, seems a little weird, but
Yeah, it's almost like it's common practice to have a captain.
it's
So
basically
when
that guy.
When that guy leaves, like, all right, well, who's going to take it now? Instead of let's
Yeah.
wait for somebody who's right.
Yeah. And every team's different, obviously, but I mean, everybody has a different approach to it. But
Another kind of different question for you guys here. Toronto's only had 14 captains, and they're 100 years old. Like, and I'm pretty sure there's some teams that are, 20 years old who've had close to that captains. Isn't it weird? I mean, it's not really a question, I guess, but like Toronto's had that few captains. I think Montreal's had.
they haven't had much either, I
No.
don't think.
But maybe is it
But you
because
gotta think, though, those guys played 15, 20 years, some of them, as captain.
But that's what I'm saying about, the necessity of captains is, are they not as important? Are they not as long tenured? I mean, not
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. That seems a little weird.
because even Matt Sundin was captain for, 14 years, 15 years?
13.
13 years. I mean, Doug Gilmour had a short stretch as captain, but he's only there 4 years or whatever he was there.
Yeah.
And Wendell Clark seemed like he was captain for a long time.
He was captain a few years, too, yeah.
I mean, and then you had Daryl Sittler, and Sittler was there forever. And,
Rick Five was captain.
yeah.
But, I mean, we had George Armstrong. And,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can go further back
Keon
than that.
and-
But, yeah, you got to think, right? Like, we had some years that we never had a captain either, though, back then.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
just it's interesting to think, we could pick every team apart and all their captains throughout the years. But, I mean,
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the best players in NHL history were at least an assistant captain.
oh, yeah.
You go back to Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky was, I think, captain on every team he played for. I mean, except for probably St. Louis. But
They wanted to give him the C, though.
yeah, probably did.
They tried.
Yeah.
By the time he got it stitched on, he was already gone.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Was he captain on the Rangers?
I thought so, but maybe not.
Because he wasn't there when Mark Messier was there.
No, he was there in
He was
late
Mark
90s.
Messier was in Vancouver.
Yep.
Which is also weird. You think Gretzky playing St. Louis is weird. I think Messier playing in Vancouver is a little weird to me. And he was there 3 years.
Yeah. Wasn't he captain there too?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, me either.
What I want to know is how he switched, or he went to Vancouver and then he kept that helmet. Like, spray paint over it, or what?
That helmet, that freaking helmet.
That and the Artis Survey pads are kind of a mystery. Exactly.
Well, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about captains for quite a while here. It was great to have some Facebook feedback for sure for all this kind of stuff. And
We'll have to put another debate up on Facebook and
yeah, get your guys' opinions on it.
for
And
next week.
we kind of answer questions, but I guess instead we kind of put a question out there, and it was nice to get some feedback from the fans for sure.
Oh yeah, thanks guys
Yep.
for the feedback. And
Thank you.
And if you want to ask us some of those questions and hit us up on social media, you can do that at Facebook, which is Gator Media, and Instagram and Twitter is at Gator Media Pod. And guys, thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.